Yeah, if you're sharing your DoorDash earnings with friends, family, social media, other drivers in your market, other drivers you are possibly hurting your own earnings. The money you actually make. Seems weird, right? Why wouldn't I tell anyone how much I did because I want to brag that I did like a $300 day or a $2,000 week? I'm proud of that. I'm excited. And I wanted to let the world know, or just other drivers or friends I know at least. We don't want to do that. And I'm going to explain why you shouldn't. Now, I've been on the DoorDash platform for over 6 years and over 15,000 deliveries, and I've made mistakes. And one of my biggest I have ever made over the years is telling other drivers, friends, even family, how much I make doing DoorDash. So you do not want to make the same mistake that I have. We are going to get right into it. We are going to go over the biggest reasons why you shouldn't tell people your DoorDash earnings, how it could affect you and your money on the DoorDash platform. And stick around, because one of these are the biggest mistake most drivers make and shouldn't. Protect your money that you make. One of the biggest reasons why you shouldn't tell people about your earnings, it could be misleading information. Not every market, not every town, not every state will perform the same exact way. Not everyone works the DoorDash platform the same way. You could be platinum, you could be silver, you could be gold, you could be a cherry picker. All these results will vary based off of how you work as an individual. And if you go out and you start bragging, you start telling people how much money you make, their expectations are the same. They're like, well, this person can do it. Why can't I? If they made a $300 day, why can't I make a $300 day? And then they try to do it and they're like, what's wrong with me? It actually becomes defeating in a way. And then they get mad at you, especially if it's a friend or a family member. And you told me I could do this and I only did this. And it could make a really bad situation. Hold that information close to you. So let me ask you, have you ever shared any of your earnings with family, friends, other drivers? Let me know in the comments. Next one is really about social media. YouTube. Think social media? Applies to it. Everyone all of a sudden becomes an expert and tells you that they could have done better or they have done better. And then you ask yourself, why did I even share this information? I'm excited, so everyone else should be, right? Not really. Not everyone has a positive outlook. In fact, it could really have the opposite effect. And if you're on social media, watch out for those keyboard warriors. Here they come. And then the negative comments start coming in. So just be careful what you share, especially when it comes to earnings on anything that goes out publicly, because it might not be in the best light, and then you find yourself defeated instead of lifting yourself up. Let's talk friends and family for a second. If they know you had a big DoorDash day and they think you always make that much money all the time on the DoorDash platform, which means they have more expectations from you. You could take a day off because they want to take off because you're making enough money, right? You can go to a concert or an event or a baseball game because you're making enough money, right? You can afford the tickets, or you can afford to take the time off because you're making that much money. At least that's what you're leading them to believe. The expectation changes. The more you share, especially with friends and family, the expectation is that you have the money to spend, and that might not always be the case. It's one thing to be excited, but it's another thing to be vocal about it and to brag about it, and especially to your friends and family. If you have friends and family looking to do DoorDash in itself and they have a different result than you do, who do you think they're going to blame? because they don't like working the DoorDash platform. That would be you. Who do you think they're going to blame if they're not making as much money as you? That would be you. Be careful of what you share, especially with friends and family. Next, don't become a target. If you're vocal about how much you make, guess who's going to be seeking you out because I know how much money you make. I always say safety always comes first. And we never really think about it because we get so tunneled vision on we're picking up and we're dropping off. And sometimes we don't pay attention to our surroundings. This goes back to social media. If you are vocal about it on social media and you are out in the public eye, they know who you are, especially if they know where you work. So I have learned over the years, I never share restaurants anymore. I never share locations anymore. Be cautious of what you share. You don't want to put a target on your back that could potentially set you up for failure or set you up for something going wrong later down the road. But don't think that something bad won't happen. Always think something bad might happen if I share anything monetary wise, especially if you're looking to share your weekly earnings because you had a $1,500 week, you had a $2,000 week. Yeah, guess who they're looking at. This next one is a big one, and it's one that has plagued me and one that I've made mistakes on over the years, and it's oversaturation. And you might think, Kim, how can I possibly be causing oversaturation by sharing my information? If people know how much money potential there is and you're vocal about where you work, where do you think people are going to flock to? Because everybody wants the simple answer on how to make money on the DoorDash platform. They want to know the easy pill to swallow, to know where to go, what restaurants to go to, how do I get the best orders, how do I get the big orders, and they go to specific places for this information. And if you are oversharing, especially your earnings, guess where a lot of drivers are going to try to figure out where you made that money, and that would be your market. Now, see, I can talk about this personally because I think this truly has happened to me throughout the years, especially over the past year. Before, I used to talk about how much I made weekly. I used to talk about how I made daily. And then all of a sudden, I felt like overnight, I was seeing an overabundance of drivers. And do I think I'm responsible for all of it? No. Do I think I'm responsible for some of it? Yes. Because when people want to know information, they go to YouTube and they want to find all that information that's going to give them the most amount of money in the areas that produce that money. And if you are telling everybody where you work and how much you make, you can potentially be oversaturating your own market. So just be cautious. I think this is, in my opinion, the biggest one because you want to make the most amount of money when you work the DoorDash platform. You don't want to be giving away your earnings and all of your hidden secrets either. So keep them close to you, especially if you have that golden spot that you sit in and you're getting orders that no one knows about it. Man, keep that a secret for as long as you possibly can. And don't share those earnings. Do you actually have a hidden spot, like a hidden hot zone that no one really knows about and you're still getting orders? Let me know in the comments. Hopefully this gives you a different perspective and you learn something and you probably don't want to share your information. Just think about it. One more driver added to your oversaturated market. That's one more order that didn't come to your phone. It is and more money that didn't go into your pocket. Have you told someone or bragged about your earnings lately and it was a disaster or the complete opposite reaction than what you thought you were going to get? So what are your thoughts on telling someone how much you make on the DoorDash platform? Let me know. Some Dashers have been not making money on the DoorDash app lately, and it is causing them to quit. If you want to learn why Dashers are quitting lately, check this video out next, and I'll see you over there.